This is cold. Day 2 of Sabbatical road trip camp adventure. I'll figure out an appropriate name eventually. Anyhow, this campground was pretty good. We've got this amazing lake reservoir here that we got a chance to be in, and I was able to go for a very invigorating swim in the morning, which was kind of fun. Me and the salamanders. So, but yeah, this campground was pretty nice. You know, depending upon how you feel about campgrounds, if you're really into the extreme overlanding, maybe this is not so attractive, too mundane or whatnot. But hey, if you're just getting out into nature and you have a family or you don't have a vehicle that can get you out any places that are too remote, then by all means, yeah, a campground like this is great. And it was a great find for, you know, kind of last minute, sun's setting, I need to find a place to pull over, stops. I'm very, very happy I found it. I would come back here. Very cool little place. You know, very clean, so I appreciate when a campground is clean and that people take care of it. So I think the people that use this campground and the management of it are pretty good about that. So that's a good thing. But now we're going to get back in the rig. It's about 9 a.m. I need to pack up, and we're going to go to our next location, which is going to be Crater Lake. Well, we made it to the first location, and as you can see, it is snowing here at Crater Lake. We're gonna take a look. Barely see the lake, but a heck of a lot of snow is happening. Okay, so yeah, Crater Lake. It's pretty snowy in May. Who knew? All right, so this is pretty cool though. I mean, it's very epic. And just in case you're wondering, falling will cause injury or death. Stay back from cliff edges. They let you know that right here. I actually haven't been here, and I've lived in Oregon my whole life. I'll come back in like August when it's really sunny out and this is all gone, I'm sure. But it is kind of neat, actually. And pretty cool to drive the Raptor around here. I know I'm not going to get stuck, and I have the recovery gear if I do, so yeah, but anyhow, and they keep the roads really nice, obviously. Okay, so now we are going to head off to our next location, and there we go. Okay, so last night after we got off of Crater Lake, I was on my way to go find a campsite, and it was pouring rain. So the snow on the mountain equaled rain on the off the mountain, basically. And it was getting dark. It was getting to be sunset, actually past sunset. It was about 9 o'clock, and the site I had picked out, I wasn't going to make it in there until 11:30 midnight, and I thought, you know what? Not worth it. Not today. So instead, I got a hotel, cheap hotel, Klamath Falls, Oregon. You can find cheap hotels. It was kind of nice too. It was newly built. Anyhow, was able to edit some video and photos from there, which was nice, of what I've accumulated from this trip so far. And now we're headed off to that campsite. So that will be what we're doing next, into California. So, gonna need some food for the camp, because I cooked all mine, well, all my good food anyway. I have some canned food. But anyway, found Ray's. Ray's food place. I think they'll have food here. Okay, Ray's food place did not let me down. I found a steak, and I'm going to put that steak in my refrigerator. Very handy to have on long road trips. Okay, I've made it to my next destination, which is Macarthur Park, Burney Falls. This was recommended to me by a relative of mine who said this is a really great location. I'm excited to see the scenery and go take some photography. Do photography by taking photos. And video, you know, just feel the sights around, maybe ride my bike. It's pretty accessible park, I can see. And the campgrounds are a little bit close together, but there's not a lot of people here. I've got one neighbor right here that's just taking up the joint. That's interesting. But yeah, it'll be a fun time. I'll make it a fun time. Okay, so this is a pretty good location, being flat and pretty open, to do a little review on my Tepui tent. I think I'm saying that right, Tepui tent. But anyhow, I've had this for a while. This is my first trip with it. I got it about 3 months ago on a whim, basically, when I noticed they had a garage sale at Tepui. And again, I hope I'm saying that right. And I had to drive from Portland to Santa Cruz, California to pick it up because they wouldn't deliver it. But I got it for a pretty good deal, and that was nice. But so far, it's worked out pretty good. I'm still mastering how to set it up and take it down because it's easy, but it's not easy. You have to kind of be Spider-Man. At least I have to be Spider-Man on my rig to get into it. But we're gonna do that right now, and maybe this will be like a little mini review of the rooftop tent. And here we go. So, there we have it. The Tepui Ruggedized Kukanam 3 tent. I selected this tent because I intend to do more overlanding, off-roading adventures, and I wanted something that will hold up over time. I didn't want something that's going to fall apart on a trail. And this one comes with a little bit more rugged base to it. And it's set up pretty easy. I actually set it up in about a minute this time, which is very good for me, considering it's probably the third or fourth time I've set it up since I got it. One of the cool factors of these tents is that you can just fold your bedding inside of the tent. So this stuff I just had in here from my last camp a couple nights ago, and I just folded it all in. Incidentally, unbeknownst to me, I actually left my lantern in here, and it ended up getting folded in with it. The battery-powered lantern, it's probably okay, but probably not okay at the same time. I probably should take that down next time. But it fit in fine, nothing broke or anything like that. But one of the cool things about this tent is the space inside of it. So when you're in here, you could fit a couple different people. And I think I talked about this tent briefly in another video when I first set it up, but I wanted to talk about a little more detail on it. So the exterior is canvas, and one of the things about the canvas tent, it's a little more robust, but you got to keep care of them better than like synthetic material. If this gets wet, obviously you could get mold or mildew, and that could ruin your tent and your experience big time. And living in the Pacific Northwest as I do, wet is pretty much a guarantee. So one of the things that was attractive to me was the fact that this tent actually has like a zipper function on it. So I can remove this canvas top if I need to dry it off of the vehicle, or if I needed to replace it if there was a tear or this got damaged. you're not out a whole bunch of money because you can still use the base and replace the fabric for a lot less. So that's a really good feature. And yeah, so this tent, it's hopefully going to suit me well over the next however many trips I decide to take in it. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below about this tent, what you think of it. If you have better ideas, or if you are curious about more information on these tents, I can maybe put a link to the website in there. This isn't a sponsored thing or anything like that. Just doing a review. So yeah, I'm happy to share that information, and I'll do another little walk around so we can see what it is. Now we're going to cook that meat we got from Ray's. These are jalapenos, and they're going to get grilled up, fried up in a pan. Pretty is not what I'm going for. I'm going for delicious.